Greetings, good people. Welcome back to the channel, baby. Some of these people have a real serious problem keeping their hands to themselves. All right. If you haven't heard, Tory Lanez and August Alsina, there was an altercation betwixt the two. This self-proclaimed Bishop Whitehead man from Brooklyn put his hands on a woman in his church on Sunday. It's a lot going on. All right. So let's just get straight into it. All right. So first up is Tory Lanez. Okay. So these guys are on a tour together, and apparently Tory Lanez was upset that August Alsina did not acknowledge him. Okay. August Alsina walked past Tory Lanez. Tory Lanez felt embarrassed and hurt. And it is being alleged that Tory Lanez put his paws on August Alsina. There were photos that are circulating on social media. You can go to August Alsina's Instagram page and see photos of his busted lip. Okay. August Alsina is saying, no, we didn't get into a fight. Tory Lanez punched me in my mouth. Okay. And his security kind of roughed me up as well. This is what he's alleging. Tory Lanez, for some reason, had a quick conversation with DJ Academics and said he doesn't know anything about these allegations. He said he was in the studio. Well, you know, people like to whip out their cell phone and they like to record things. So this is what I discovered earlier today. So let's take a look and see exactly what happened. And this is courtesy of YouCan_this on Instagram. Like to hear it and see it? Here it go.
Man, I wish you would have got that.
I did get it.
You did? Damn.
Don't do it. You already shot Megan.
You knocked his ass out, Tory? You knocked him out? I missed that shit. Tory said he just knocked August Alsina ass right out. One punch crunched him, Tory. He said one punch crushed his ass. Look out. Look out. He just did that.
There you see August Alsina walking past. Tory Lanez has got to be, my God, he is his own worst enemy. He makes ish harder for himself. It seems every time he's out somewhere, it's always a problem. Okay. So you told DJ Academics that you have no idea what this rumor is, that you got into it with August Alsina. You lied in 4K. You are caught lying. Look at this. Now, there is no footage of hands and feet being placed on August Alsina that I'm aware of. Okay. So this kind of insinuates that he did do something. He's all happy that someone said you put hands and feet on August Alsina, and he's all excited. It's just August Alsina said that, he was approached by Tory and his security, and Tory, basically hit him in the mouth. This is so stupid. Like, does Tory just not give a F? Is that what it is? Bro, your court case just recently got pushed back. You're like, ain't he out on bail? I don't, oh my God. You're out on bail for something completely different. And it's just like, do you need this right now? Like, I don't know, man. This is not, it seems like he don't care. Then later on today, this information comes out courtesy of TMZ. Rip Michaels confirms that Tory Lanez sucker punched August Alsina. He cuts Tory from the tour. Now, this is the tour that they're on. Rip Michaels is the one that put together this, I guess he's the promoter. He put together this tour, and he basically confirmed that August Alsina was attacked by Tory Lanez. Okay. Let me see. He tells us that August didn't want to pretend to be friendly with Tory, given all the online trash talking, and that upset Tory Lanez, who followed August Alsina outside with his security. Rip, the promoter or put togetherer of the show, says that August tried squashing the beef by talking it out. But when he turned around, Tory hit him in the face. And of course, there's photos circulating. They're graphic photos circulating. Look at him. Guy's mouth all jacked up. Rip says the concert is all about artists coming together and creating good vibes, and anyone disturbing that peace will be getting the boot, which is why Tory will no longer be performing. Okay, I'm going to play a video of exactly what Rip said. He said that August Alsina had to go to the urgent care, and he couldn't perform the next show because, you know, he got stitches in his mouth, and he promised to make it up to his fans by giving out free tickets for the next show. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? All right, so let's take a look and a listen to what Rip had to say. Like to hear it and see it? Here you go.
You know what this whole Fall Back in Love jam is? It's all about good times, bringing back that good energy, that good vibe, mixing your favorite R&B artists with your favorite comedians, and that vibe and that type of energy. When you get into the arena, when I tell you it's all love, it's taking it back to the time when women throw panties on stage, and that's happening. And last night in New York, we even stayed and politicked and fellowshipped all the way to like 3 o'clock in the morning, went out to eat. So that's the vibe that we're having and continuing. So at this point, if anyone's not a part of that vibe and that energy that's bringing anything, then no, we will not have them a part of anything that we're doing.
So Tory's not going to be on the tour moving forward?
At this moment, no. At this moment, we'd have to proceed without him because we want to make sure that every person in that audience has a great time and a great feeling. And that synergy of each artist enjoying themselves and having a great time is what it's all about. There was no fight. Let's just be super clear. There was no fight. I don't know why people say it was a fight. That was not a fight. He was sucker punched by Tory Lanez. So that's pretty much I was there. It was when he was exiting the building. So it was just straight, like more of an assault type thing than anything. So Tory Lanez, what happened was that August, if you look at the video, August didn't speak to him because he talks a lot of stuff about him online, whatever that is. So he's like, well, keep that same energy. That's August's whole stilo. Keep that same energy. If you don't mess with me online, you don't mess with me. If you want to talk, when you see me in person, just be that same person. Don't try to be real now. So
right.
When I guess he didn't speak to him and he just kept walking to go, I guess Tory felt the way. And then Tory went in his dressing room, came back with all his bodyguards, and then followed him outside. When August was talking to him all politely, like, hey, man, listen, man, no disrespect, but, if you want to talk like men, we could talk like men. And he was talking to security, but he was surrounded by Tory Lanez security. He wasn't, and when he turned his head, that's when, Tory Lanez just hit him. I've talked to August, and I've talked to Tory as well. Tory seemed very apologetic for it because he didn't want to mess up anybody's show. This is the Fall Back in Love jam, but at the same time, and I spoke to August, and August couldn't perform the other day because he had to go get his lip fixed, and he went to urgent care, and he got fixed up, so he missed the extra day on the tour, so he wasn't able to make the next day on the tour, which would have been New York. But he's healing well, and stitches and everything like that. So he apologized to his fans for not making it to the next show, and he let them know that when he goes back out, they'll definitely be on the next tour and get free tickets to the next show that he's doing.
What a crying shame. Tory Lanez, you are out of order, as Iyanla would say. Now, why would you do that to that man? And that man is a singer. He done got stitches all in his lip. At first, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought that this was fake and this was all for publicity to sell something, okay? But apparently, there's an eyewitness who stated that this actually happened. So he said that there was no fight. They didn't get into a tussle. Tory Lanez sucker punch August Alsina. At this point, Tory Lanez, do whatever the hell you want to do and let the chips fall where they may. I don't feel sorry for you because you are your own worst enemy. You talk about bruised ego, and then you got caught lying about this. You said that this never happened. Good luck to you, and let the chips fall where they may. Okay, I'm done. I don't have anything else to say about Tory Lanez because obviously he doesn't give two bleeps. Okay. Speaking of someone else that doesn't give two bleeps, let's move this along. Get him off my screen. Get him off my screen. Okay, this guy, man. The worst thing that we can do when it comes to someone like this is give them attention, putting their name in the title, talking about them, putting their picture up on the screen. Okay. But I just wanted to say something about this whole situation. Now, I watched the video several times. The woman in this situation recently sat down with Larry Reed Live right here on YouTube, and she participated in an interview where she gave her side of events. Now, who the heck is this guy and what the hell am I talking about, right? This man's name is Bishop Whitehead. I don't Lamar, whatever his first name is. I call him a self-proclaimed bishop. He has a church in Brooklyn, in the Canarsie area of Brooklyn. That says a lot. And he was recently the so-called victim of a robbery. Remember when this pastor bishop got robbed on live for millions of dollars worth of jewelry? Okay, and everyone said it looked fake and looked staged. This is the guy. So he is in yet another situation at his church. All right. So what the heck happened? This woman was asked to come up, I think sarcastically asked to come up. She visited the church. She was asked to come up. And as this woman was walking toward, it seemed like she was walking toward Whitehead, but she kind of veered off. And Whitehead is saying that this woman was walking toward his wife and his 10-month-old daughter, and she was shouting obscenities at him as she was walking up. So he decided to take matters into his own hands and grab this woman by her, seemingly by the back of her hair, but she got grabbed by her neck, and it caused her to end up with a scratch on her neck. And he was heard on video saying, "Get her out of here, get her out of here." Now, I'm going to say this. Both this woman and Whitehead are both foolish. I think both of them are foolish. Of course, he's the even bigger fool, because if you had a altercation in your church, that resulted in you being robbed at gunpoint, right? Why don't you have security, number one? And if anyone needs to be escorted out of your church, that is something that security should do. Speaking of security, there was someone who accompanied this particular woman in the church, and she was sitting in the back recording the whole time from her cell phone. So they came together. The reason that they came, according to Howard, that's the lady's last name, she told Larry Reed Live during this interview that's right here on YouTube, that she came there to do quote unquote research for a book. Now, does she know this self-proclaimed Bishop Whitehead? Slightly. She had attended his wife. His wife has like a real estate company. A couple of years ago, 2 years ago to be exact, she said that she attended the real estate class that he and his wife both hosted. All right. He insulted her physical appearance. And she felt uncomfortable when she was asked for her social security card or number during this real estate class. She also stated in her interview that the information that was given in this real estate class are things that could have been found on Google. So you had an interaction with him in 2020, according to this woman, right? Fast forward, not too long ago, just in July in the summer, this was news all over social media that his church was quote unquote robbed at gunpoint, and everyone thought that he was a fraud. Then information started coming out about this man, and yet still you still decided to patronize his church just this past Sunday. For what? She claims that Bishop Whitehead asked her to come up to preach. I think his sarcasm totally went over her head. Anyway, she said that he asked her to come up to preach, and she doesn't understand why he asked her to come up. She said that as she was walking up, she was speaking in tongues. This is what she said. Whitehead said that she was cursing him out, whatever. And she translated what it is that she was saying in tongues, because Dr. Larry Reed asked her, what is the message that the interpretation that she, what is it, the message that she was trying to give? And she stated something about order. There will be order. There needs to be order. Those weren't her exact words, but that's basically what she said. Okay. And as she was, escorted out violently, her friend followed her outside, and they were filming while the woman was outside. She was very upset. She said that she did not have her shoes on, which she didn't, and she wanted her wallet. She said her wallet contained important things. I don't understand why the friend wouldn't grab her wallet and her shoes, but whatever. Maybe they wanted to get the footage. So I say all that to say, no, she definitely should not have had hands put on her. Absolutely, positively not. Okay. I think that this man, being a bishop of a church, should have used better judgment, but he seems to be very angry and aggressive, right? And who knows why? I'm not here to psychoanalyze that part of this situation, right? I think that he definitely should have security, especially your church was robbed. You're not even protecting the safety of your congregation along with your wife and 10-month-old. Your church was robbed at gunpoint, right? If that was real, why wouldn't you have security? I noticed that there were police officers at the door already during this service, right? The lady who was recording stated that when she entered into the church, she asked the officers if she could record. And she said yes. And she also said that Bishop Whitehead said, no, it's no problem. You can record. I think that Bishop Whitehead knows this woman. And I think obviously this woman knows Whitehead and she's not fond of him. For you to walk into a lion's den to do quote unquote research for a book sounds bogus to me. I think she was in her flesh and so was he. Okay. That's why I say both of them are foolish. You don't walk into a lion's den and expect to come out unscathed. You stated that you knew of this man's shenanigans and you were not fond of his character. He insulted your physical appearance 2 years prior to this. Everyone saw all the foolishness that went on in July with the scamming allegations and all of this stuff. I think it's foolish. I think to be honest, I think she went there because she wanted to get some attention, just like he does. Now we know her name. We know she's a prophetess, according to her. It's just a mess. And I really wish that these people would stop with the foolishness. And like I said, I don't feel that Bishop Whitehead did the right thing by trying to physically remove this woman herself. If the police officers were right there watching the whole thing, why didn't they intervene and step in? He was not arrested right away, which is weird because this live video that the friend recorded and, had up and shared all over social media showed that he was not arrested right away. Now, what I should have done was I realized that I had this article pulled up, but I pretty much summed it up without boring you, right? Again, she says that he asked her to come up, but I think he was being sarcastic. Oh, you want to come up here and preach? You want to preach? Oh, come on up here. I'm going to make you famous. That's what he said. That wasn't really a friendly invitation for you to actually come up and preach, ma'am. You can't recognize sarcasm. I think Bishop Whitehead recognized that she was there for a reason other than to be friendly and spread joy. Okay. And I think he immediately got defensive. And I would like to see the entire interaction because that friend that she came with only started the video that I seen only started recording when he said, you want to preach? Come on up here. I'm going to make you famous. We don't know what happened prior to that. There's no video out anyway. So I stand firm on my opinion that both this woman, Miss Howard, and Whitehead are both foolish and they both were in their flesh. And I think that they both wanted attention and that's exactly what they got, right? So she was arrested for trespassing and disturbing a religious ceremony or something like that. And she claims that the judge said that he's never heard of that before or that charge before, and he's been a judge for 20 something years. Well, that doesn't make the judge look good, does it? Just because he's never heard of it doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. You were charged with it. Okay. And Whitehead plans on suing the police the precinct for wrongly arresting him. He says that he doesn't understand why he was arrested. Sir, you weren't arrested because you were black, which is what he's claiming. You were arrested because you were on video putting your hands on somebody. That's assault, sir. What are you doing? Although his defense could be, this woman posed a threat. She was charging toward my wife and toward my 10-month-old daughter. The woman in the interview, she did not specify why she was actually pointing and charging in the direction of his wife and daughter. So this is all a mess. And like I said, I think both of them are foolish. And both of them, I guess, wanted attention and wanted to be famous. So here we are. In this day and age, I don't put anything past anyone. I don't care what title you have in front of your name. That means nothing to me these days. Okay? You are subject to be scrutinized as well and called out. I think it was in poor judgment for this woman to go to this church, and it was extremely poor judgment for this Whitehead dude to put his hands, grab up a woman, grab her by her neck. I think it was poor judgment. If he doesn't understand that he needs security after this, anyone that decides to visit his church or sit in his church, may God be with you. Okay? And good luck. And I think it's poor judgment. You won't catch me in Canarsie, child, at Bishop Whitehead's church. There's only one way in that place and one way out. All right, y'all. That's all I got. Ain't got no more. You drop down in the comments and respectfully share your thoughts. I love you for watching. As always, until next time, peace.